Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. My name is Kelly, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in South Central Missouri. And I have some pretties to show today. We're going to be working on, I'm trying to make sure I'm in position here. We're going to be working on a scrapbook page, and because I have so little, and mostly scraps, left from the flowering tulips, we're going to do a pocket page today. Now remember, we are focusing on the Flowering Tulips bundle as well as the, the backup page, the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. Now, to use the pocket pages, we do sell pocket scrapbooking, and I have a blank binder here. Oh, and I do have pocket pages. Haha, I was prepared. It happens on occasion. Let me go ahead and slip this plastic off of here so we don't have the glare. It's a brand new album that is 6x8, and it comes with an extra sleeve here that will protect your album in shipping so it's not all broken up. And it is a, whoops, let's turn it right side up. It is a 2-ring system, and it's set to the inside so you get a nice lay with your pages when you do them. So we have that, and we also sell the pocket pages. And these are, you get a 12 pages in 5 different sizes. And I had gone through and picked them out, forgetting I had those here. And I know these are going to glare, but you're going to get one full-size 6x8. You're going to get 2 that are double pocket. You're going to get 3 that are the 4 pocket, 3 that are a 4x6 with 2 2x3s on the top, and then 3 in reverse with the 4x6 on the top and the 2 2x3s on the bottom. And so we have those. Now the reason I wanted to do this was that Adrian will be 14. That's my oldest granddaughter. She will be 14 in November. And when her and Sue were trying to get on their feet, Adrian was about 18 months old when they moved here, and it was the first spring we had lived here. And I had tulips coming up on our west fence. And Adrian went out and she proceeded to pluck all of Grandma's tulips. And I was okay with that. So I think, I can't get to that picture right now, but that's what I want to do, is I want to showcase her pictures of her. I have pictures of her squatting down in the yard, stuffing a tulip and stuffing her nose into a tulip, and I'm going to use those. And I remember that her coat was kind of a teal colored, so that will help me pick the colors. And if I remember correctly, one of the pictures she was doing was a big red tulip, so that will help. I'm trying to decide here. I'm going to do a 2-page layout, and I think what I'm going to do, for symmetry's sake, I'm going to do these in reverse. I'm going to do the 2 on the top with the 1 4x6 on the bottom, and then reverse the 4x6 on the top and the 2x2. Now I recently ordered a new printer that will print like wallet size, but you can order wallet size prints of any photos through Walmart, Walgreens. There's some great photo ops online that you can use. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now you'll notice that one of these is not a Stampin' Up! Sheet. I have mine filed in. Let me see if I can find it here. I have one of these albums from Hobby Lobby, just a plain album. And I have them filed in this binder according to size. So this is single sheets. So there's all my single sheets. Then I have one that is the one top, one bottom, which is the 2 4x6s to a page. Then this is the 1 and the 2, like what we're using today, which is, you know, let's see, that one's, yeah, this one says the 1 on the top and the 2 on the bottom. Then 2 and 1 is 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. This is where I get 2 and 2, so I have 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And then my 3 by 4 means I have 3 across and 4 down. And so when I'm going through looking for my layouts, I know, I have an idea of what my page pocket divisions are and what pockets I have. So when I get done today, I'll go ahead and file those away. And I have different sizes because I had gone and bought a bunch from Hobby Lobby when I was doing Cassie's baby books for Leah and Mia. And I will leave a link to that video and how I put the flip through of that baby album together. So we have this here. And now we need to think about what I want to use for the papers. And the 4x6s, I will probably trim those. I'll leave those as they are to a full 4x6 sheet. But then these down here, I want to make sure that I leave room for a journaling block. And we don't have a journaling block paper that matches this. So I'm going to look through here and see what I've got that I could use. Now I am going to use this, and I'll cut this down to a 4x6. Got another one of those, but there's really nothing in here for journaling. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe I'll use one of these for a journaling spot. So let's cut this one down. I'm going to lay these over here for now. I don't have one of these going in a 4x6. Of course I don't. So one of these will have to become a 2x3 as well. So we need to do those 3 inches. Actually, they're 3x4. Let's try that one again. Not 2x3, they're 3x4. So we'll cut this one down at 4 inches. And then it'll be 3 because they're 4x6 or 3x4. There we go. And let's cut this one down for now. We'll turn this one into a journaling block. And I want to have mostly this. So I'm going to cut this one at 3 this way. No, I'm going to cut this one at 4 this way. Okay. And do this one at 3. And I want mostly white over here, so let's do this one. Okay. And I've got enough there. I could use 2 of those, but I don't want to use 2 of those. And then I want to cut a piece of this green, and it needs to be 4. And I'll show you why here in a minute. And I don't think I want it as wide. Right now it's at 1.5. Let's cut it down to a 1 inch, and this is going to be similarly a ribbon. Okay, and also, speaking of ribbons, something that goes with this is, no, that's our evening evergreen. It does not go with this, but it could. We'll come back and look at those in a minute. Now, got those. Then I need a 4x6 mat, and I really love this. What's on the back side of this one? That would be this one here. I love this. This is just such an Adrian color. So we're going to cut this one at 3. Let's cut this one at 4x6. Let's cut this one. This should be a 6x6 sheet. It is. So we'll cut it to 4. And this would make a nice photo mat for one of those. And for balance, let's cut this one at 4. Okay. That should be 4x6. Yep. Okay. All you need to do is think about your pictures and figure out what you want to go where. And I think I want to put this one on the bottom. So we've got to come in from the back side. And don't worry about what's on the back side. You can either use it or you can cover it up. Neither is a problem. And I know this almost gives us a Christmas effect, but once you put a picture on here, cut it down to, and we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. Let's go ahead and put this journaling card up here. Now, I know we're using all the flowering fields, and you're probably thinking, where does the flowering tulips come in? Well, we're going to get to that in just a minute. And I want to put this one down here, I think. Then we'll put a picture here. And we need a picture up here. No, let's not do a picture up here. Let's do another piece of, if we can find one that kind of, I'm trying not to dump my papers on the floor, and it's an interesting concept. Let's try this one. And the neat thing about pocket paging is as you're doing this, you can change things around. And we need to make this one 3 by 4. And the reason I'm picking this one is because I think it might coordinate well with her jacket that she's wearing. Let's put that one down here. Let's see, there's those bright purple tulips on the back, but she was playing with the reds. And see, as I look at that, I don't like this and this together. But this is, majority of this is going to get covered up by her outfit, by the picture of her. In fact, let's take this one out. I do have a picture of this piece of this big enough. And let's do this. Let's start it off at a 6 and go with mostly these teals. Actually, let's do this one because, and I'll show you why in a minute, as soon as I move the printer out of the cutter out of the way. And do this one as a 4 by 6. We do this, this is going to bring in this blue here, but it'll also pick up the green from the tulips. And to do that, to get it crossing, I'm going to put the green in that top corner. Okay? Now, back to where do we bring in the tulips? Let's see. I don't want to do that. It's too wide. Not sure I like it there, but I'm going to hang on to that piece just in case. But let's slide this out of the way, and let's stamp a couple of those tulips. And I have some of that white here, and a couple, and that is probably, I really like that Flirty Flamingo I did yesterday. It really brought that out. So let's do our Flirty Flamingo. I really think they should have made Flirty Flamingo one of the colors to go with this because it's absolutely perfect. Flip that one over. Okay. And now we'll come back in. We may use the leaves here in a minute. We'll pull those out. Use our Memento Black. That. Okay. And let's see, what have I got for white that I can get a couple, I might want to put a couple of these leaves in here, so let's, while those are setting up, let's come back with our Pear Pizzazz. And that'll bring in more of that green. And that Pear Pizzazz really mimics the green in those tulips. So let's do that. Okay. Put that up. Set those aside to clean when I'm done. And then let's get out our paper snips. Let's watercolor those a little bit. Really quick. I had a water brush here yesterday. Where did I put it? There it is. Because we used this yesterday. And I'm going to sit down for this one. If I stay right there in the center of my pad, I know I'm in frame. Okay, and I don't want to get too wet there, but I want to pull some of that color in and shade that just a little bit. Just so the white isn't a stark white up here in the petals. This will bleed some of the color in and add a little bit to that. Okay. And since being reminded of this technique, this has become one of my favorite techniques. Now, while I'm still working with the Flirty Flamingo, I'm going to go ahead and do both of these flowers. And they can be drying a little bit while I come back. There. Now I'll squirt a little bit of that out, and I want to freshen up the green here as well. See how I took that white down? Look at the difference between the two whites. Look at the difference by doing that. Okay. That white doesn't jump out at you quite as stark that way. Okay. Kind of paint it green. Okay, that is all the painting we need to do. Now the leaves need to dry a little bit more because I did them last. So I'm going to cut them away from the flower. And then we're going to go ahead and cut these out. Let me get my cheaters on. It'll go faster. So as I look at Bob's retirement, I know that there are things that I need to start getting in place, and I have about 6 months. And I love the planning process and the implementing process of things. It's the organizer in me. So I've been looking at what I need to do to stock up our pantry and things that we need to get done around here while we have full paychecks to work with. Like ordering a new gazebo cover and getting the garden beds to a point where I can use them every year. Right now they still need dirt. Whoops. And one of them is building my Stampin' Up! Business. If I could do this with just sales, I think I'd be okay. And then just play with my other toys just off camera. I'm still playing with the ideas. I do want to point out that if you want to do strictly Stampin' Up! Products as a business, you couldn't ask for a better company or better product to play with. I just like to play with everything. But if you're like my sister-in-law and Stampin' Up! Is the only thing you want to do and work with just Stampin' Up! Products, then I got to tell you, this is the best time. As Kylie Bartucci pointed out in a video that I watched this morning, she's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. There's always a good time to join Stampin' Up! There's always a sign-up special going on of some sort. But when you sign up as a demonstrator right now, you could order your kit from brand new pieces that everybody else is not going to be being able to order until after May 2nd. You could get a jump on playing with the brand new toys. And if you want to know what those brand new toys are, I will be doing a haul video on Tuesday to show you what I just got in the mail. New catalogs are a downfall for me. I could be happy just ordering bits and piecemeal from here and there, from Stampin' Up! Throughout the year, if they never brought out a new catalog. But as soon as they bring out a new catalog, then I got an order. And I got to order big. So, that's a good time to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you want to try and build a business and earn some part-time money, or full-time, build up a big business. There are women out there that make some really good money doing Stampin' Up! Okay, I've got flowers, I have leaves. I may need to come back and add more leaves later, but this is where I'm at. And I want to I think I want to put the poppy down here in the corner. so that when I tuck the picture in, it acts almost like a little tuck spot. And I'm going to try and get up here. If I put this, I'm going to move these out of the way so you don't have the glare. If I put the poppy down here in the corner, then you get a little tuck spot. Let me see if I can pick up a piece here that will work. That will simulate a photo. That when I tuck this in, then it will tuck into there, and it will help leave a border around here, but it'll set off the picture. And so that's what I have planned. So to let that be capable of doing that, I'm going to come back in. I thought I had more large dimensionals sitting here. I have all kinds of little ones open. Let's go to a big one. Let's go to a big one. Okay. That if I come in here with a couple of big dimensionals. Now because I want to be able to tuck my picture in here, I don't want to put dimensionals up here. I'm going to put the dimensionals. In fact, let me rephrase that. Let's come in here with the little dimensionals. And I'm going to get out my pick tool here. Turn this around. Because this lets me get up underneath of that little pop dot. Okay, so that's my bottom. This is where I want to go. And I'm going to put 2 or 3 of them around this bottom edge. Now if I get some time before Monday to go in and see if I can find those pictures of Adrian, I will get the pictures added and I'll show you this page completed. But right now I just wanted to focus on. Now because that has to fit in the pocket, I have to make sure that my embellishment stays within. Let's cut this one down. Let's go ahead and cut this down. This is to show you how this would work. Let's do one of these. This is 3 by 4. So let's cut, if we wanted to put a picture in here, Whisper White. A basic white. I'm still calling it Whisper White. It's what it is. But it's our basic white. So if this is 3 by 4, let's cut this picture down to 2 1/4. No. 2 3/4. 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. That gives me a 1/4 inch all the way around for that background to show. And I'm going to go ahead and cut another one down. So we'll have it. Okay. That did not come out right. I swear. If it's for a 3 by 3, 3 3/4 should come within. Okay, so and it's 3, so a 2 3/4 should come in. Oh, it would. Okay, I get it. I get it. It does fit. But what I'll have to do probably is trim that down just a little bit more. Let's do it to 2 1/2. Because I want that to fit. Let's do it to 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. Let's see what that does. That'll be better. There we go. 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. Let's put that up here. 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I'll probably put that on one of those. And let's go ahead and cut this other one down while we're here. 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay, now we have that. And there was those pop dots I knew I used yesterday. Okay, so that one will fit right in there, just like that. It will fit in here. Okay. Now, this one is where we will put a full picture of her But let's put that other tulip over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I need another 3x4 card. And let's do it out of, what's on the back side of that spotting? So I'd see if I can find a smaller one here. This one. So let's do this. So when you cut your paper down to 6x6, you get you'll get 2 mats from each 4x6. Or 6x6 rather. Okay, so let's put one of these up here. Okay, and that gives us a balance here. And then we can go ahead and still do that because by the way, if you're curious, I've not had coffee yet this morning. I wanted to get this video recorded and getting it uploaded before Bobby gets up, because once Bob gets up, we're usually at the table for a couple of hours. So I try to get in some work between the time I get up, between 5 and 6, and when he gets up. And then we'll slip that one right in the corner, and then that one will fit right in there. We didn't cut this one down, did we? Yeah, we did. We did cut this one down. I must have put my... And that's where you need to be careful about where you put the pop dots. There we go. There we go. And then that's where I'll put the photo of Adrian. And then I can choose to either journal directly on this with a black pen, or I could print it out and mat it in there, so I would figure it to fit, excuse me, on the 2.5 by 3.5 page to fit in here. 2.25? Yeah, 2.5 by 3.5 to print it out and fit on that mat. And then I'll have 2 pictures of her here, and I've got room up here for bigger 4x6. And if we wanted, this one's easier to get in and out right now, so we'll go to this one. Maybe it's easier to get out. I may have to trim that down just a hair. But then we could always tuck that leaf back in there. I am all thumbs this morning, I tell ya. And we could tuck that in, and that would give us a little bit of green. And I want to tuck it in behind that pop dot. There we go. Whoops, that one wasn't anchored, was it? But you know what? We can anchor it pretty easy, as long as we can get this in and out. I may have to trim that down just a little bit. But let's come in here with a glue dot. And that will fix that. I'll put a glue dot. Let's see, make sure I'm going the right direction here on that leaf. Put a glue dot right there on the end. And then pull the paper off. Just rake that off with your fingernail. And now, and tuck him in there, and he's not going anywhere. There we go. And that one's tucked behind a dimensional, so it's not going anywhere. And we can put this one back. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to pull that one back out yet, but while I'm here, I'll show you what I want to do on this one. And I wanted to wait till I had them cut out and positioned. I'm going to come back in with the Wink Stella and add a little bit of brightness to that darker area and to my inside. And when that dries, we'll have a nice sparkle to our tulips, just as if they'd been touched by the morning dew. And I'll let that one dry for a second. Wink Stella does not take long to dry. there we go. There is our scrapbook layout featuring flowering tulips and tulips. Flowering tulips and flowering fields. It's one of those mornings. I will be back here on Monday with a card, and I'm going to show you real quick what we're going to make Monday because I have it done. So there is our 2-page pocket layout for flowering tulips and flowering fields. And here is the card we're going to make on Monday. It is a card. I've stamped the inside, but it has a tag so that this layout could work just as easily in a junk journal. So come back Monday to see how this card comes together, and Tuesday for the unboxing of brand new product coming from our brand new annual catalog that releases to customers May 2nd. So you're going to want to come back for that as well on Tuesday. In the meantime, I hope you have a pleasant weekend. Remember to take time for crafting. Creative blessings.